This is Daniel Sheehan from Ringwalk TV. Delighted to be joined by Joe Hayden, fresh off his win a few weeks ago in Sheffield. Happy Halloween, Joe, first of all. How are you, mate?
Happy Halloween, mate. I'm all right. I'm a bit upset I can't go trick or treating and have these sweets. Our lass has bought bucket full of sweets that I'm just going to sit and stare at all night. But apart from that, I'm good, mate. Yeah, just sparred this morning. It's the fittest and the best I've felt, to be honest. I just feel like I'm getting better and better all the time.
And of course, we say, it's been a few weeks since your fight in Sheffield against Angelo Dragone. What have things been like for you since that fight? Just under 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, good. Just same old, really. Um, Straight back to it. Obviously, I knew I had this fight in November. That was always the planned fight after the fight before Dragone, the Rajesh Kumar fight. So I always had my eyes set on November, and then the Dragone fight come up. So we took it. And yeah, so as soon as Saturday night was over with, we're straight back to business Monday, really, straight back in the gym and straight back focusing on the job at hand November. Obviously, we never knew how big of a fight November was going to be. It was I was always going to box, but never knew it was going to be this big. Obviously, Commonwealth silver title fight, final eliminator for the full Commonwealth. So it's turned out to be a massive, massive fight for me. So even more excited now.
Yeah, and you say as soon as the fight was over in Sheffield, it's straight to that. So it's not really been on your mind to be able to relax it, or it's straight on to the next thing in your mind for this fight, November 21st, right?
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way, really. I really, like I say to my nutritionists and stuff all the time, like I don't really do camps per se. It's for me, it's a lifestyle. The dieting, the eating well, the training hard, the living good, getting to bed early, getting up early, training all the time. I love it. And for me, it's not a you go into camp when you've got a fight. For me, I just live like that. So it's a lifestyle for me. I'm always ready to box really, and I'm always in and around my fight weight. So yeah, like I say, it's not nothing different for me really. When I go into camp, it's not a camp for me. It's just everyday life really, and all it is just a few weeks to sharpen up and really push me runs to get that fitness as good as it can be. But apart from that, I'm always in the gym, always around fight weight, and always ready to fight really. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I suppose
yeah.
it goes back to that whole, stay ready, so don't have to get ready mentality, right?
Yeah, definitely, and it helps that I actually enjoy it and I love doing it. So yeah, that helps massively. Obviously, the training side to it's hard, but I really enjoy it. And obviously, not a lot of people like dieting and stuff like that, but I enjoy eating clean and enjoy eating healthy. And obviously, I have a bit of crap food every now and then, but it doesn't really. I don't really want it as much. When I do have it. It's more of a oh God, why have I had like I don't enjoy it as much. I want to get straight back to me good eating. So yeah, like I say, the training, the diet, and it's all a lifestyle for me, and it's something I enjoy doing.
I suppose it, really puts a lot of emphasis on that fighter's mentality and what a lot of fighters have to go through to really put themselves in these positions. But if you're taking yourself back to a few weeks ago in Sheffield, Angelo Dragone, a few weeks on now, how do you reflect on that fight? Obviously, you got a great knockdown, points decision. What's your assessment a few weeks on?
Yeah, so straight after the fight, I thought I could have boxed a lot better there. I wasn't too happy with my performance. Literally when I got my hand raised, I thought I could have boxed better there. Got back to the changing rooms, spoke to Dave. Dave was happy with the performance. Um, Boxed for instruction, did exactly what we planned to do. But I knew I could have boxed better, and I'm my own biggest critic, and I'll always be overly critical and harsh on myself, I think. Um, but I got back, went on my phone and saw that I had a little clip on Matchroom's Instagram, so that was good. I'm happy I got the knockdown. Yeah, I was really happy with that. And you know what? After speaking to everyone seemed really pleased with it. And then I watched the fight back about 200 times, and yeah, I'm happy with the performance. I thought I boxed well after watching it back. But like I said, I know I can box better, but I boxed well and I'm happy. I'm happy with the performance.
Of course, and like we say, your next fight only a few weeks on from that fight, November 21st in Doncaster, I believe. How do you approach this one? What kind of test are you expecting? Like I say, just a few weeks on from your previous.
Biggest test to date, to be honest. Obviously, African fella coming over from Ghana. He's had 11 wins, 9 stoppages. So I'm expecting a tough fight. I'm expecting him to come out flying, wanting to kill me. To be honest, I've watched a fair bit of him, and that's it. That's his style. That's how he fights. He comes out and he comes out swinging. So yeah, I think it's gonna be tough early on. I think I have to box smart early on, but I think I'll get to him later on down the line. I think obviously it's my first 10 rounder. I've only done the 8 rounds once, but I know I'm capable of going the distance. And I think when I start going the distance with people, that's when I'll start really dragging them into deep waters and start getting them out of there.
100% looks like it's set for a great matchup. And obviously, we know you're training hard under Dave Allen, who also fought on that Sheffield card as well. Unfortunately, took his loss to Makhmudov. What's your assessment on Dave's performance on the night?
Performance aside, that atmosphere was the best atmosphere I've ever seen live in person. I've been to many boxing events, and the atmosphere was incredible. I said to Dave after, I said, doesn't even feel like you've been beat. Doesn't feel like a loss because I was so buzzing off of the atmosphere for him. It was amazing. But performance-wise, yeah, I think obviously they had a game plan, and I saw the game plan all through camp, and I think Dave let the atmosphere and everything get to him and fancied a scrap. But that's Dave, and that's why people love him. But listen, he's chuffing. I thought he boxed really well. He kept saying after the fight about he's not good enough, he's not this level, blah blah blah. I said to him, he's more than good enough, and he's more than capable of boxing at that level. I thought he hurt Makhmudov a few times, and I thought he boxed really well. But he was in there. He's in there with a good fighter, and when you're boxing at that top level, it happens. So I hope one day I can get to the level that Dave's boxed at. And listen, if I get to that level, then this is a fucking great level. Do you know what I mean? You can never say that you're not good enough when you're boxing at that level. You're more than good enough.
Definitely. And in terms of what is next for Dave, we've seen some recent interviews with Dave on IFL TV, Eddie Hearn sort of pestering him, trying to get on the November 29th card, I believe. But I think Eddie said he wants to get it out early 2026 and then look to go for a big fight towards the summertime. Is that how you see it? And what fight, in your opinion, would you like to see Dave in with next and moving into the summertime of 2026?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good idea to keep Dave busy, keep him in gym. Obviously, he was straight back in the gym the week after the Makhmudov fight, doing a bit of pads and ticking over. He's straight back in the gym with us boys in Doncaster, training all of us. So and he's kept his weight down and he's still looking in good nick. So he's looking he's done well after this fight. Like he's been straight back in the gym, straight back on it. And I think getting out early. Dave wanted to box November, December. Obviously, Eddie told him no, but that's what Dave likes. He wants to fight all the time, and I think it's good for him having these dates because then it keeps him in the gym and it keeps him on it. I think they're looking at an 8 rounder early next year, and then a big headline again. So that'd be great to redo that night and get a big win this time and listen to the place absolutely erupt. Opponent wise, I think you know what for me, I'd love to see Dave win the British title, and obviously I'm not sure what crack is at the minute with that TKV Clark fight. I've not really kept up with it, but I'd love to see Dave fight the winner of either of them two and win that British title because I think he's more than capable of beating both of them. So that'd be amazing to see. And then once he's won that British title, then push on and box the likes who people mentioned beforehand, maybe a Wilder and people like that. That'd be amazing to see Dave in with the likes of them. So yeah, if something like that was to happen, that'd be amazing. But definitely, I'd love to see him get that British title.
Yeah, you mentioned about that British title fight. We also saw that fight be brought up the other day. Obviously, I think it's been rescheduled now for November 29th. It was actually put to him, the winner of that fight, but obviously potentially Fraser Clark, who he lost to a few years ago when Dave was not in the same way of boxing and in the gym as he is now. I believe he said in that interview that it's not one that really interests him, and he wants a sort of a bigger name for that than that. But surely the lure of the British title would make him think, okay, yeah, this is something I really want to achieve, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'd also like to see Dave avenge that loss as well with Fraser because I was in the gym with Dave for the Clark fight, and I know Obviously, we saw what we were like in the two Fisher fights, the Magomedov fight, and I know Dave has so much more to give than what he did in the Clark fight, and I'd love to see him put a good camp together because he beats Fraser Clark in my opinion. So I'd love to see him avenge that loss and get a British title on the back end of it as well. And yeah, that'd be amazing.
And somebody else who was also on the card with you under Dave Allen is Joe Howarth. And we saw the announcement that he'll be taking on Giorgio Visioli December 17th, a great card in London. What do you make of that fight and what looks to be a great card?
Absolutely massive fight for Joe, and I was buzzing for it to be announced. Joe's a serious talent. He's strong as anything, and he can really punch, and he's really sharp. It's a big opportunity for him. I think he's more than capable of getting the job done. To be honest, he's a massive lightweight, and he can really punch for a lightweight as well. I think he causes Visioli problems. But don't get me wrong, Visioli is unbelievable. I'm a big fan of Visioli. I enjoy watching. He's got a nice style, slick southpaw. I enjoy watching him. Watched his fight in America. But I think Joe can cause Visioli a lot of problems. So I back my boy Joe, and it's a fight I'm really interested in. And the card, yeah, it's a good card on a Wednesday. Mad that I can't believe it's on a Wednesday. Yeah, threw me off, but no, I'm hoping to be there. I'm hoping to get my seconds license done start of December, and then help Dave in the corner with Joe. So that'd be amazing to be part of that.
No, 100%. It looks like it will be a great fight weekend for yourself. Unless you plan to get out in December, if any opportunity comes up, there's a good chance this will be your last fight of 2025. Even though we're still a couple of months yet, but from what's happened this year, how do you reflect on it so far? If you get the win November 21st, it will hopefully be 5 fights, 5 victories. How do you see it?
Yeah, to be honest, the year started a bit slow, and I remember saying to my missus like, I hope I have a good fight this year and what have you. And then there was a show at the Doncaster Stadium, but I wasn't originally meant to be on it, so I was a bit like, kind of wish I was on it, but it'd be good to go and watch it. And then all of a sudden I ended up in a good fight on it with another lad from Doncaster, and I feel like that was my sort of. I feel like that fight was the best thing to happen to me. Our first 8 rounder, first proper test, nice little local derby, and I feel like that fight was like the turning point for me mentally and in the gym. I felt like the penny really dropped after that fight, and we really started kicking on. And then from there, really, I feel like from that fight in Doncaster, everything's just been amazing. The last 6 months of this year have been class. I couldn't have asked for it any better, really. Apart from if I end the year with a belt, it's been a perfect year, really. And then next year we start really pushing on, and who knows? You never know what next year could bring, but focused on November for now, and hopefully end the year with a belt, and yeah, that'd be amazing.
That was the final question for you in terms of obviously you got the 21st focus, but in terms of 2026, Joe, is it just getting yourselves in those big fights as active as possible and trying to pick up titles along the way?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been told that my first fight next year will also be another title fight. So looking forward to that one. Hopefully, be the champ starting next year. Hopefully, 2 good wins, and then it's just about getting myself in good positions now. Looking at hopefully picking up that British title, the Commonwealth title, and start looking at major belts then, which is crazy because I would never have imagined this 3 years ago when I turned over. That 3 years later I'll be looking at British and Commonwealth belts, but I've worked hard and I've got myself into good positions. So hopefully more of the same next year, and then can really start pushing on and look at potentially winning those belts next year. Would be amazing.
Well, we wish you all the best for your fight on November 21st, Joe. Congratulations on your victory a few weeks ago, and thank you for your time, and hope to catch up soon with you.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you very much, Joe.
Cheers, mate.